Why you should not spay and neuter your dog. Hi, I'm Rich with Off Grid Dogs, Training and Behavior, Tampa, Florida. And I'm crazy about you because you love your dog. So, the pet industrial complex tells us there's three main reasons why we should spay and neuter. And I'm here to tell you I did a lot of research and have had a lot of experience, and all three of these reasons are poopy caca. For example, reason number one, they always say overpopulation. We need to control the overpopulation of dogs. Maybe back in the 1960s, when I got my first dog, and everybody was letting their dogs run loose, and nobody was spaying and neutering back then, that was a thing. But, you know, we probably had lots of unwanted litters back in the day. But as far as I can see, nobody's letting their dogs run loose anymore. I don't think it's legal in most places. And if you're a responsible dog owner, the chances that your dog could impregnate another dog or get pregnant from another dog are like about as slim and none as winning the lottery. For example, most people don't know anything about dog breeding, but a female dog might average 2 heats a year. She might be in heat for 2 weeks or less. You have plenty of notice. The female dog owner knows way in advance when she's going to go into heat, if he's paying attention at all. And during that heat period, she can only be impregnated for about 3 or 4 days. So you're talking about a week out of the whole year that she could get pregnant. So unless you're a completely irresponsible dog owner, how's that going to happen? And by the way, if you know the dog breeding process, it doesn't happen in like 30 seconds, okay? It takes a long time. And also the female has to be willing. So it's really ludicrous that we're going to have a lot of unwanted litters if people don't neuter their dogs. My intact dogs have never had any litters, and probably never will. It'd be like winning the lottery twice in a row or something, because I supervise my dog. But yeah, the chances of your male dog getting loose and coming across a female that was willing and in her little 3 or 4 day window where she can get pregnant, very slim, and vice versa. If you have a female dog, it's almost impossible. So that excuse for neutering dogs is just ridiculous. The overpopulation of dogs is not because of that. It's because of people ignorance, getting dogs that they shouldn't get from pet stores, which are puppy mill dogs that they can't handle, and then they drop them off at the shelter. And these shelters, these retail shelters, are self-perpetuating because they make a lot of money. They don't want it to stop. So you can ignore that excuse. Excuse number two is the one that really is annoying, is the behavior excuse. Oh, my dog is too rambunctious. Well, he's a puppy. You shouldn't have gotten a dog if you didn't want a rambunctious puppy. He's going to grow up and calm down if you are, living with your dog correctly, if you teach him to be calm. But he's a puppy, so you're going to put up with some rambunctiousness, or you shouldn't have gotten a puppy. But to spay or neuter that dog because of behavior is ridiculous. Do some research. That will not stop aggression. That causes aggression and fear and all kinds of behavior problems. Any dog trainer will tell you most of the dog aggression, dog bite, they all come from neutered dogs. Those of us that have intact dogs that are completely non-aggressive can tell you about all the neutered dogs that have attacked our dog. So the behavior thing, just do some research. It's complete BS. Um, you know, it's just ridiculous. So most the most common thing we dog trainers hear is, "Oh, my dog was aggressive, or he was humping, or he had some behavior I didn't like, so I went to the vet. They told me to neuter him, and I neutered him, and it got worse." Of course, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So don't do it. Okay, just do some research. It's not that hard. It's there's plenty. You don't have to take my word for anything. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I just understand dogs, and I know a lot about dogs. But there's plenty of famous experts that will tell you the same thing I'm telling you. The third excuse for neutering and spaying is that for health reasons. Again, total BS. It's the exact opposite if you're being told that. If you neuter a dog, his skeleton does not grow properly. So you'll have, especially in the first 2 or 3 years, when the skeleton hasn't finished growing, you'll have issues with hip dysplasia and knee joints and all sorts of problems because you neutered that dog and took away his hormones. The hormones are what control the skeletal growth for the dog. You'll be told, "Oh, the dog will get cancer." No, the dog will get cancer much more often if it's neutered or spayed. So just do some research. It's not that, it's out there. You know what I mean? There's whole countries where they banned neutering and spaying in Northern Europe. I think Sweden, Norway, some other countries have banned it. So they've got all sorts of research on their intact dogs and the health issues and the whole thing. And, you've been sold a bill of goods with all three of these excuses to spay and neuter. So your dog will be better behaved, intact. Your dog will be healthier, intact. And your dog will not have unwanted litters, intact, unless you're an idiot or you let your dog, if you live on a farm and you let all your dogs run loose, then get them neutered. But the rest of us don't need to. So don't fall for the propaganda and follow the money. Always follow the money. I make no money telling you this information, but veterinarians make more money doing spayed and neuters than any other procedure. That's their big dollar item probably of all the surgeries they do. So let's resist the pet industrial complex, get our dogs off the grid and out of the matrix.